This is the Scholarlynk news for 2nd December 2020. Travel restrictions and additional work due to the pandemic have left many Singaporean workers with unused leave that they cannot use. One employer allows its staff to convert their unused leave into cash donations for charity. Some question whether this is something that companies can afford during these bad times. Further, there are worries that having schemes to convert leave into cash donations could pressure workers to do so. Many firms prefer for their employees to use their leave to rest and recharge. 55% of people who took part in a survey said they wanted to be able to donate their leave days to charity, instead of being forced to take leave or having their leave days forfeited. Those who did not want to donate their leave days said they would rather use them to spend time with loved ones or encash their leave, although many firms no longer practice this. Think about it. Would you feel pressured to donate your unused leave if your other colleagues were doing so? How would you use your leave days if you knew you would not finish using them? There are many scams on social media touting remedies for COVID 19. People have also been spreading chain messages about how certain concoctions are able to cure or prevent people from getting infected with COVID 19. Patients now not only have to battle the virus, but they have to fight misinformation as well. This is despite the Health Ministry informing Malaysians that there is no cure for COVID 19 yet. The head of the Teluk Intan Hospital Emergency and Trauma Department reminded people that although there are alternative medicines such as Ayurvedic or traditional Chinese medicine, there has been no scientific evidence that any of these can cure or prevent COVID 19. They can opt for these treatments for health purposes, but should not neglect proper medical treatment, especially when it comes to COVID 19. Think about it. Do you think the scammers are being irresponsible? They are risking the lives of their victims for the sake of profit. What other methods can be used to stop the spread of fake news? A shopping mall and a bar in Chiang Mai have been closed while officials test more than 300 people for COVID 19. This comes after a 29-year-old Thai woman contracted the virus in Myanmar and returned to Thailand. It was discovered that she entered Thailand illegally through a natural border with Myanmar, thus avoiding quarantine. She then went to her condo, met her friends at a pub, and went shopping, all while suffering from a fever. She finally went to a hospital where she tested positive for COVID 19. The Department of Disease Control stated that the woman has come into contact with at least 326 people. It added that all immigration and public health laws should be applied to this case. Those people at highest risk of contracting the virus from her have already been put under 14-day surveillance. Think about it. Do you think this person should have criminal charges brought against her, which carry heavier penalties, since she knowingly endangered so many people? Where do we draw the line in these trying times? In China, the deputy director of the Chinese Academy of Social Sciences has called for the government to subsidize childcare costs in order to encourage people to have more children. In 2015, China allowed all couples to have two children, but the birth rate only increased slightly the next year and continues to drop. This is in spite of a survey which showed that most couples would like to have two children. The main reason cited is the high cost of childcare. It is hoped that an increase in the birth rate will solve the problem of an aging population. The fertility rate needed to keep a country's population stable is 2.1 children per woman, but the rate in China has fallen to around 1.6. Think about it. What other ways are there to encourage young couples to have more children? Is money the only incentive? What about guaranteeing their children places in schools? Over in the United States, President Donald Trump's campaign has been asking Republican election officials to sign letters stating that they have doubts about the results of the recent US presidential election. Many Republicans in various states have resisted pressure from their own party to overturn the votes after Mr. Trump lost the election. These Republicans have refuted conspiracy theories, certified election results, dismissed lawsuits, and repudiated the president, thereby preserving the system of American democracy. Even judges that have been appointed by Mr. Trump have reprimanded him. Judge Stephanos Bibas said, "Charges of unfairness are serious, but calling an election unfair does not make it so. Charges require specific allegations and then proof. We have neither here." Mr. Trump claims that there were many illegal votes, which led to his tweet being flagged for making a disputed claim about election fraud. Think about it. What kind of damage to American democracy has Mr. Trump's allegations about rigged elections caused? Some feel that voters' trust in the system has now been eroded. Others feel that people will now see violence and threats as the answer to any outcome they disagree with. This brings us to the end of the news for today. Please subscribe to be notified of our next video. And as always, goodbye and have a wonderful rest of the day.